Hello, divine beings. Welcome to Monday and Tuesday's AstroTarot. Okay, so things are about to get very intense this week. I think this is going to be one of the most intense weeks of the summer, and that's saying a lot because we've had some international incidents, if you will, this summer. So we need to make sure that we're in a good place individually so that whatever in the collective happens, we're going to be okay, right? Because we can't just be an energetic sponge and just respond to whatever the news media is putting out there. Okay, so let's get into it. So Monday we have the moon finishing up in Scorpio. It's that first quarter moon from that new moon in Leo, okay? The sun is still squaring the moon. It started on Sunday night and it's going to, still happen on Monday. What does that mean? Leo and Scorpio energy, traditionally when they're in a square, can feel intense. It feels like we're about to jump out of our skin with that intensity. It's a 5th house, 8th house energy. It's about that personal expression that demands to be seen and known, and the secrets and dark shadows of ourselves that demands to be seen, known, and acknowledged. So my advice is see, known, and acknowledge that within yourself. Other people do not have to placate your bullshit, okay? Like, just plain and simple. That is what my guides are just telling me. Like, people don't have to placate your bullshit. So you might see some people being a little overreactive and over dramatic on Monday, on that moon day, because it is a first quarter moon. But I do like that this moon in Scorpio does make a nice trine with Saturn retrograde. It helps us, look at things for what they are instead of what we want them to be. It's going to give us a nice dose of grounding. Okay, let's go into Tuesday. Tuesday is when the fun and games begin, okay? This Sagittarius moon cycle, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, and part of Thursday is going to really shake things up because we have all these squares, okay? All these mutable squares and oppositions. Sag wasn't introduced into this mutable mess until now. We had Gemini, we have Pisces in there, we have Virgo, with Venus and also Mercury retrograde in Virgo, but we didn't have Sag enter the picture and enter the equation until Tuesday. So what does that mean? First, this moon in Sag will make a square to Mercury and Venus, Mercury retrograde in Venus, which is not in a retrograde, in Virgo. So this can make us feel like we want something that's not possible out of somebody else. So, or an unreasonable expectation within ourselves too. So moon and Sag, it's really just happy-go-lucky. It's open. It wants that adventure. It wants that good feeling within. Okay, it's seeking that. That's what moon and Sag is. It's an emotional adventure seeker. But when we square that Mercury and Venus in Virgo, it's calling in like, oh, like that's not how it's gonna be. It can be a little bit of a reality check, and it can be an unpleasant one at that. Moon sextiling Pluto, the Sag in Aquarius, is going to help us become more emotionally mature and understand that we have to do things from within and not depend on external sources of friends and otherwise to make us feel lit up within. So finding what we love and then magnetizing that, and then the right people will come in. We can't just seek other people to play our game, right? It reminds me very much of like a kid in a playground, like, play my game, and they're like, no, I don't want to play that game. So as you start playing the game by yourself, then the right friends will come in. Now, here is the kicker of all kickers, and this is going to be huge also on Wednesday, and I'll come back on here on Wednesday to discuss this more. Mars in Gemini conjunction Jupiter in Gemini. All right, what do we need to know about that first and foremost? Mars is the planet of war, right? It's a planet of passion. It can be very violent. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the planet of wisdom, planet of, higher thought, higher learning. So when we combine Mars and Jupiter together, right, it's the synergistic recipe for verbal disaster, if you will. Also, Gemini is the sign of the twins. So what keeps on getting channeled to me is the Middle Eastern conflict is going to get ratcheted up. Why is that? You have the tale of the brothers, right? The Israeli and the Palestinian, and I don't want to get into the politics here. It's not the point, but I feel like that is going to, that conversation, that international conversation, Jupiter's international energy, Sagittarius moon is that international energy, right? Sagittarius international affairs. This conversation about what to do about these two brothers in their fight, I feel like that's going to be intensified and magnified. So we will talk more about that on Wednesday. Don't mean to leave you in suspense here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll talk all about these things. But what cards did I get for Monday and Tuesday? I have Four of Swords and Clairaudience. Now, this Four of Swords is telling us we need to be at peace. Okay, we need to put down our sword. We need to stop the arguments. We need to stop the worrying, especially with Sag squaring, Mercury and Venus, and also even on Monday when we have the first quarter moon. Okay, we need to put down our sword and stop the fighting. Stop fighting ourselves. Stop fighting other people. The Clairaudience is telling me that when we're in a quieter space, that's when we can get the realistic messages coming in. Clairaudience is letting us know that healing is coming in from our own minds once we relax our minds, once we get into that meditative state. Anyways, guys, you know where to find me if you'd like to book a reading. Also, I have the major transits forecast for the next 2.5 years or so, and that is on my website, sarahashleyAstrology.com, under courses. It's a pre-recorded video. Pre-recorded means it used to be live, but it's recorded now. It's only $11.11, and I will send you the recording within 24 hours of you ordering that. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Anyways, guys, have a magnificent Monday and Tuesday. See you soon. Bye-bye.